Yo, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Don't Sleep on the Couch podcast. It's your boy Cash, aka Exec P. And to my left, I got
Mr. Prez. I'm back, people.
Yes. Our man Hadrico had some prior engagements today, so he couldn't be with us, but he'll be back next week or another live. You never know what we might do this week. But we're missing you, brother. And of course, we're gonna get into some things, all things NBA. You know, but we don't have the heat on the list. I just want to put that out there, brother.
That's probably
right out the gate. But yo, man, let's get into some business real quick, Prez, and then we'll get into the topics and let everybody know why we here today and what we talking about.
All right. So shout out to our Patreons. I think that's what we owe.
Yes, sir.
All right. So we got Tate.
That's my boy Blue.
We got Marty.
That's the silent partner. Bad Boys Moving Silence.
Okay. We got Quay.
Oh, Quay, we gonna come up with something. I promise you. We gonna come up with something for you.
All right. And we got Lucius Aloysius Jackson. Shout out to you.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh, I am for real.
And we got Bird.
That's my man Bird, man. What happened to that boy?
We got Ryan.
Oh, we keep calling him Jack Ryan, but AKA Jack Bauer, AKA all things. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then we got Manuel.
Oh, my boy Mo, man. Mo money.
And then last but not least, we got Corey.
Yes, the foundation, the first Patreon supporter that started it all. We can't forget the foundation. What up to y'all?
Yep. All right, let's go on and jump into it.
All right, man. So today for the show, we got, or pod rather, we have a few things, man. We're going to jump into some sports. We're going to get into some NBA. NBA is back. By the time you hear this and get to it, you know, we'll be in the first game of the season or the restart of the season. Yeah. Also got some Kanye West matters we'll get into. We got some new music from J.Cole, a 2-pack. Drake will likely touch on that one. We also have Logic. He finally dropped an album that everybody can appreciate.
Oh, don't come in with the disrespect this early. Come on now.
Hey, I gotta be honest. I gotta be honest with you, Prez, man. I fell off on Logic, but we're gonna get into that.
All right.
And then we also got what else do we have on the list here? I think that's it, man. So it's gonna be a short show. We always say that, but I guarantee it's not gonna be, man. So, you know, without further ado, let's get into the show.
Yeah, speaking of like old players, did you see Cheetah versus the disruptor T.O.?
Oh man. At 40, he still can't play in the league. Don't I'm not even gonna go there.
But you know, if you was 46 and just came that close through, you'll be saying the same thing, bro.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Y'all can't tell me nothing.
Oh yeah. And you know that's how you feel. You know that's how you feel about it. But in all actuality, no.
Yeah.
No. You know, I mean, I was amazed to see he's still in that type of shape to even still get him with that type of lead. You know what I mean, in the race. So
if y'all don't know what we're talking about, T.O. versus Tyreek.
Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, they did like a foot race. He gave T.O. 10-yard head start on 100 yards, and T.O. won. Then they went straight up for a 40, like right after that. And they said Tyreek ran a 4.37, and then T.O. ran a 4.4. So he was like right there behind him. But it was surprising. Everybody was like, I know I was watching. I was a little bit surprised by like.
I definitely was surprised that he kept up, but nevertheless, man, T.O. don't even talk about it. Don't come on these shows talking about you can still do it. You're 46. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I'm watching this thing, man. I'm telling you, just watching it, I think I pulled a hamstring, bro. Like I was just thinking about like what you got to do to like stretch out like that, go that fast, that quick.
The fact he's still in that type of shape and has no football or nothing to play just speaks volumes, man. But speaking of cats in shape and old dudes doing things they got no business doing, Mike Tyson and Roy Jones.
So you ain't watching?
Oh yeah,
I love my ticket now.
I love to see a train wreck. Don't get me wrong. I love to see a train wreck, but man, I saw Mike Tyson, you know, sparring, and then I saw the video of Roy Jones. Two different focuses there. That boy Roy Jones. I mean. Man, the last guy he fought was some bum, and he got his ass beat. Yeah. So, and it was convincingly too. Like it was. So, I actually fear for his life. Hopefully Tyson could cut it off as far as just the seriousness. I know it's just for charity, But I hope he can turn it off, man, because man,
I think Mike got something to prove. He want to go up in there and just say if it's for charity now, it's not in the long run. I guarantee
man.
he thinking like, well, put me in the ring with somebody and give him that chance again. He still seem hungry.
What was that? It happened in Rocky 3, right? Where they had to fight, and then it was it Drago that came in, and it was just a exhibition.
Just murdered him.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm. Shit, I hope that don't happen. But damn it, man. Like Mike gonna have to take it easy on this man because I've seen Mike still throwing those punches and those blows, man. He still got that speed, man. And
oh man, you gonna do Roy Jones like that? P. Cole still holding it down.
I don't give a damn if he was from wherever. it just don't matter, man. That's still Iron Mike, man.
I mean, he may hit a couple dances on Mike and get a couple punches in and still hit a little dance on him, you know?
We shall
Roy
see,
Jones
man.
of the old.
We shall see, man. We shall see. But man, this week NBA starting back up. I can't wait. I cannot wait, man. We got a few different storylines. A few true contenders or whatever. But man, I'll let you.
There's only one.
There's only one. Okay, come at me with the nonsense.
Okay.
Go ahead.
The Lakers.
All right.
We coming out here still looking good.
Did you get into any of the practice type the scrimmages?
No, I haven't watched none of the actual scrimmages yet. But I mean, I've been watching their like the little feeds and stuff they have. JaVale McGee been dropping it, and then Dwight they've been having theirs like behind the scenes and stuff like that. So been keeping up with that portion, but I haven't actually seen none of the practice games. I know like no matter what, they're not gonna come with it until the season starts.
Yeah, or even with 8 games, I don't know if they really turn it on out the gate based on the lead that they have and that they will ultimately finish with. I just think that they're using these 8 games just as tune-up to kind of get out there, get their actual game legs under them. But, they're going to probably tinker around with because they have so many different changes. You know, you got J.R. Smith brought in. You got your other not point guard, but shooting guard that was out that elected to stay home. Then you have just basically Bron, as far as the primary guys, Bron and AD. So I'm kind of worried about, Kuz and whether they're going to step up.
D still out there?
D Waiters?
No, the White.
Oh man, come on, man.
Got D Widget still out there. He's still good for a couple defensive plays, bro.
Hey, I'm talking about when you go up against a good team. I'm not talking about the first round. Maybe I'm talking about this from the second round on. Yeah, where y'all gonna get some guys that are pretty good that you go up against, like. You're either gonna face a Houston team, possibly
that
Denver.
Houston team, man. I'm telling you, I don't think people are saying enough about them. I'm scared of that team, bro. Like they got if anybody can come out and just shock the world, I think like it will be them. Everybody's talking about Clippers, Lakers, the Heat, but man, that Houston team just seems deadly if they can get on.
And for me, it's just 7 games. Of course we haven't seen it, so they have to prove it, right? But that small ball was working pretty well before the season ended due to COVID. So I'm not sure how it's going to work out against one team where they're able to figure them out. But, if these guys are pretty consistent to where they're averaging upwards of 25 or more, meaning Harden and Russ, you know what I mean, with a few games that will be outliers where they do more than that. You never know, man, but they're super small, man, and I just don't know when they face a team that have the ability to play small with them and the ability to go big and play with them at that speed and at that rate. Yeah. Not too many teams can do it, but the top 4 teams can do it as far as just being solid and better all-around teams as far as bench and all that. So, I mean, my top 4 right now that I'm looking at in the NBA for the West is the Lakers, Clippers, Rockets, and then you got the Nuggets. You know what I mean? So they made it to the semifinals last year. I mean, Portland went on a crazy run. You know what I mean? But I think that, you got skinny Jokic. You got Michael Porter Jr. is healthy again. You got Bol that's playing, about 7'4". He was playing with point guard skills going up and down the court. So, and then you got...
You leaving Giannis out of that? Like
no, I said West. I said West Coast.
Okay.
Yeah, West Coast. So, I mean, but on the East, of course, it's the Bucks to lose. However, I believe that the Celtics will give them a run for their money, period, because 1 through 4, they're formidable. And if Kemba Walker is healthy and Gordon is healthy, as far as Gordon Hayward, yeah, they will give them a run for their money, and they have a very solid team.
I don't know what you're talking about. Celtics haven't been nothing since old boy left and went to the Nets.
Who?
The LeBron's sidekick.
LeBron sidekick. Who you talking about?
Yeah. He over there with now.
Oh,
LeBron.
Kyrie.
Yeah.
Man,
LeBron's
please,
sidekick.
please. They actually did better without that dude, man. I love Kyrie, man, but they actually played better without him when he was gone. But I mean, yeah, Celtics, Sixers, and of course, I got the Raptors. So I'm never gonna, throw disrespect on the Raptors name. They still have a great overall team and damn near arguably one of the top 4 or 5 benches in the league.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
they number 2 in the East. There's nothing to kind of sneeze at right there, man. But I mean, there's also some fun teams to watch as well out there. So you got OKC, Chris Paul, like he got something to prove or whatever, and he got them in 5th place. Who would ever thunk that? When the season started.
Not when they like cleared that. When PG left and then Russ left, like you was just like, nah, they ain't gonna do nothing.
Yeah, and then you also got the Pelicans, but they have to kind of damn near win out, and Memphis has to lose out for them to make it. But stranger things have happened, man. But I would probably want to see, either I would want to see both of those teams in there, but in all honesty, only one will make it. So I'm cool with seeing Ja Morant and those boys show out in the playoffs and get a playoff spot. Also, who else I got? I got Miami in here. So I had them on in right outside of my top 4 in the East of teams to watch or to look out for. But I just think that Jimmy Butler is going to need a little bit more help. I think Bam and Hero and Dragic and those boys, they probably one season behind where they need to be to actually make some noise in the East and to threaten to come out of there.
Okay.
So yeah, man, I'm excited.
Yeah. So we got it coming. We got it coming. I know, like for y'all people who wasn't in sports, we went way too deep in the NFL and really in the weeds and seeds for the NBA. But like, yeah, we're excited.
It's been a long time. We've been talking about a whole lot of other things that we rather not talk about than sports. So if you didn't know, this is a third of a sports podcast. So you're gonna get this as the season starts rolling around, a little bit more info on these things, man. But with that said, man, let's move on to the next topic. Where you want to go? Where you want to start? Cole, Logic?
I want to start with the Logic because you're gonna you came out early and you said some things. I want to make you just like, nah.
What about it? Go ahead. Just speak your piece. Speak your piece.
So I get all the talk that people have on Logic talking about the rhymes and the stuff about being black and white, but being mixed, and he used that too much up in his raps earlier. I could see where it was getting at people, but he still put out a good Bobby Tarantino 1 and 2 was good. So I appreciated those. His first album still a classic in my opinion.
Under Pressure,
and
definitely.
Then the one before, what was that one? The one with the robot on the cover. I can't remember the name of it though. But yeah, that one was. I could see where people was going with it.
I got go ahead, man. I think where he got Under Pressure, Bobby Tarantino, Incredible Time Story, and Everybody. So those are the 4 that I personally like, and I think Everybody came out in 2017. So that was like the last one I really was checking for Logic. So he was one of those guys that when they drop, things stop. I made sure I listened to it immediately or throughout my day. I got to it as soon as I could. So it was just it was just along the way, man.
I know a lot of people say he leans on that
say a lot of
Eminem,
things. Say a lot
Eminem
of
type rapping where he just rap real fast, real quick, and then try to do it and lean on that. On this album, you ain't get too much of that. He was he told you in one song, you get that lyrical miracle, you got stuff for that, but this ain't it. This was just that steady flow. Just rhyming over things, man. He maintained it. Stayed on all of those other subjects that people said that it was he rapped too much about being black and white and all this. So that was kind of thrown to the side on this. He was just killing it.
It just goes to show you it's the same thing that you go for other rappers where you say all this person talks about is women and his money, or all this person talks about gun bars and drug selling. So
cocaine selling.
Right, and all this guy does is auto tune, or all these guys do is mumble rap. Everybody's always gonna have an issue. But I think the thing with Logic was I just think people can't get on board with his positive rap and just I think people can't get on board with that, and they kind of get bored with what he brought to the table once he really started to blow up with those the suicide awareness song and all. Once he started to see those songs work, it seemed like he started to make those songs the primary focus.
What does that tell you? Well, that in my opinion, that tells me, hey, the label got in his ear, was telling him to do certain things.
Yeah, it's
and he started
business.
going
It's
this right
business.
here.
It's business. Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's business. But I mean, like this is one of the albums that I like for the first time in a while from him, and that's 3 years. And I mean, I kept on listening, so it's not to say that it was a huge dip, but it wasn't just something that I was gonna champion or talk about. Like the fact that we're talking about it means that shit is dope enough for us to bring to your attention as far as you should go listen to it.
I won't tell you, I called him like at least 5 times before I finished up the album. I made like this many songs in. I'm calling, talking to him like, "Whoo, you hearing this?" Like da 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 da, and then like hang up, listen to 3 more songs, stop, give him a call.
Yeah, exactly, man. So I mean, let's kind of get into and not deep dive, man, but like just I felt like No ID's production and involvement heavily swayed an interest
Yes.
towards me listening.
Yes.
Because I was already interested from the time he said No ID because I know what No ID can do and bring to a project, but it seemed like he really was produced in this album and kind of fell back from trying to make a hit, and he just made this music he wanted to make, which was just rap. You know what I mean? Just rap and go with what feels good based on the beat. Let the beat dictate it, and it shined through for me.
Yeah. So standout tracks. What you think was like the standout tracks that you like?
Of course, man. You know, it's just don't sleep on the couch. So you know, we got kids. So Dad Bod was one of them.
Yeah. I like that.
I got
Bod.
Soul Food too. So I like how he didn't really switch up the cadence from the first Soul Food. He just kind of carried on with that. And Dark Place.
Okay. Different from we still both got Dad Bod. Dad Bod just like coming because, hey, we done said it from the time. We ain't out there in the streets. We live in a different type of lifestyle. So when you go rap that real stuff, just like this really what's going on, this one mind that, because that's where we be at sometimes.
And
like
that needs to be his pocket from here on out. Is I know he said he's gonna retire, but he has the Twitch deal, and he said he's still gonna drop music on Twitch, but he necessarily won't be promoting the album.
Yeah.
I just feel like, yo, this is the kind of music you need to make, and I don't believe none of these rappers when they say,
I mean, how many
they
times
gonna
Jay done retired?
Exactly, like 4 or 5 times and still came back. So I think the itch will come to him. He just needs some time off, and everybody needs some time off to spend time with their family. I mean, you've worked hard enough to afford just the lifestyle to do just that, and you just got the Twitch deal worth 7 figures. So he ain't hurting for nothing. Like, he can bullshit with rap if he want.
I think he was just saying like, I ain't touring off this.
Yeah.
I think that was more than anything. Hey, listen to the album. I ain't got a tour and I ain't touring off this, man.
Yeah, and I mean, I dig the remix too that he did. I think the one I forgot. I think is "Man I Is" with Erykah Badu flip.
Yeah.
I forgot the original song.
He talked about that in another song though. It was like he talked about doing the flip in a
Yeah, and then he had something with the Outkast Elevators joint.
Man.
So
Come on, man. Hey, I respect it. You go through it. This was one of the conversations we had. You, J.Cole, y'all quit going back messing with these Outkast classics. Classics, let them stay that way, man. Like, man, y'all ride. They rolled the beat on.
did he?
Them.
I mean, he did it
They
well.
did-
He
they
didn't
did
do
good.
it. He didn't do it a disservice. Is what I'll say.
But
Yeah.
still, leave the classics alone.
But yeah, man.
It
I
was
mean,
Perfect. I like Perfect on there.
okay, yeah, that was a good
That
joint.
was nice. And then 5 Hooks is the one.
Okay, yeah, I
They
haven't
kept flipping it up.
I don't remember those two. Not to say that they're not good. I just, again, I probably listened to it in total 2 times in full just to kind of be able to speak to it. But the 3 that I mentioned were the ones that stood out. But those are like kind of well into the album. So it started off really well and it just flows, man. I won't say there's any like real standout bars and all that from first listen, but I just feel like it's a good listen. It's something to be said for an album that's a good listen all the way through and not necessarily make you want to turn it off.
Yeah.
But yo, one of the biggest rappers in the game dropped, man.
Who?
Dropped 2-pack. He dropped the 2-pack, man. I mean, we can go to Drake or we can go to Cole first. I feel like let's go to Cole and we could touch on Drake because we didn't really like the Drake songs. Spoiler alert. All right. So did you read that Players Tribune article that I sent you with J.Cole on there? Kind of talking about.
I did read it. I did read the whole thing.
So that kind of got me a little prepared for the 2-pack that he dropped, and of course it's all marketing. So I see how it lined up to where the article came out. Then like 2-3 days later, the 2 songs dropped, and you kind of understand where his mindset is preparing for the Fall Off album. Mm-hmm. So what did you feel about the 2 joints? Like, which one did you like more? The bars?
So I'm gonna say this right off jump. Like, I don't think these tracks are like they're not gonna catch you like right off the jump. Like the beat ain't like one of those catchy ones that's just gonna be like, oh, I gotta hit the replay right here. You're actually listening for the lyrical content on this, which I like, but I know that's not everybody's bag on this type stuff. So I like both of the songs because like they was packed with little lyrical content up in there, man. So definitely appreciate these. I would love an album that's just all this. I like how he acknowledged what we always say when you're talking about the folding clothes, like people not talking.
Yeah, the folding clothes song that we hated off of For Your Eyes Only. I want to fold clothes with you or for you. Yeah, man, come on, man. That was where I had to draw the line on cats loving their wife. All right, we get it. You love your wife. I do too. I'm not about to make a song that corny about it, but
If you do, let it just be a song for the wife. Keep
yeah,
that,
let's
just,
play
just
that.
play
Man.
it for her at the house.
Be like, this is gonna be a bone. I think this is gonna be a bonus track, and it never becomes a bonus track. You know, just do one of those things. You know what I mean? But yeah, man.
Chance had a whole album.
Yeah, yeah. And I still haven't gotten. I don't. That was a chore getting through that. But back to Cole, man. Yeah, 2 songs, very strong lyrical content. I can't say enough good things about it. I felt like that shit bumped in the whip like hard. Like once the climb back came on, I was like, oh shit. And I forgot what song it reminded me of. Not Young Simba, but damn it, I forget. But anyway, it just was just nothing but bars on that one, and I was fucking with it. The Lion King on Ice is probably a better put
That's
together.
The second song?
Yeah, it's probably a better put together joint.
The one that like I really like.
Yeah, it's probably a better put together song, but it's a little short on content. What is it, like 1.5 verses or something like that? And then he got like a bridge where he's singing on the way out. So I'm cool with that, man. I don't know when the album's coming out, but I mean, if he's heading in this direction to where it's bars and kind of alluding back to the Players Tribune article that he was speaking on, he kind of was speaking on losing his hunger and then dropping the Dreamville album and trying to push those artists and, just trying to find a reason to still rap when you're comfortable, when you have everything that you ever wanted as far as from this rap life. So I think that's dope that he spoke on that, and then he kind of came back with these 2 tracks where you kind of see where his head's at.
I mean, yeah, you see a lot of this, and I think that was what his 2014 Forest Hill Drive was him. Like when he goes back, he had to say he lost his hunger, went back to where it all started, and that kind of refreshes. You hear this about from artists from time to time, and like they go through it. But yeah, like he's this deep in the game now. Like what's really motivating you? I mean, besides like Jay, how many people do we know like continually like put out that type of content, being like pushing themselves each and every time? We say it's like it's very
tough.
rare.
It's tough to stay motivated in anything in general that you love to do. So. Yeah, man. That was a really dope 2-pack, man. But let's move on to the Drake real quick. Did you listen to the 2? Did you like them at all?
Okay, so I hit play. Nope. Not liking this Jamaican stuff. That's not the Drake I like. I give it about 30 seconds. Nope. He didn't drag me in. Off.
Yeah.
All right, next song.
Yeah, that's where we at, man. I would probably say if I'm drinking and I'm out and about, cigar lounge, not even the cigar lounge, because that's grown and sexy. I don't know where I would be and listening to this outside of partying on an island or something like that, or taking a vacation. I just don't know, man. I'm not into it. I like rapping Drake, and contrary to popular belief, he can rap, and when he does that, that's when I listen, and I'm comfortable with saying that from here on out.
It was good stuff out there. Like I'm not gonna waste time on like, hey, everybody got Spotify, I got all these classics I can go listen to and all this. So I'm not gonna force myself to like something that, hey, I don't. You do it. It's musically appeasing to you, but it didn't flow in my direction. Like so, I kind of just
it's a time and place type music for it. So it's definitely not whack. It's just not what I'm trying to listen to right now at the moment. So yeah, man. I think that's it, man, for the tracks, man, and the music. I think who else dropped something? Benny the Butcher dropped with his Soprano family, so I've been playing that It's Over song with with
Currency
DJ.
dropped too, right?
Yeah, Currency dropped something with Harry Fraud. That's a damn good listen throughout. So if you're a fan of production,
I'm not even as a fan of Currency like that.
You're a fan of Harry Fraud, though.
Yeah. So, but I was just like, I was vibing to that one.
Yeah, man. And he got some good features on there as well. So check out the new Currency project. Also, check out, like I said, Benny the Butcher and the Black Soprano family. I think they should be dropping the Gangsta Grills mixtape at some point very soon. So that should be something that everybody looks forward to if you're into that grimy up north rap. But yo, man, I think we got one last thing to get into, man. Kanye West. That's gonna be one to kind of. There's a lot of different ways we can go with that, but no, stay tuned. We're gonna take a brief break and we'll be right back. All right, y'all. Welcome back. Welcome back. Hey, if y'all noticing, we got a third member on the couch, y'all. Well, actually in the backyard, but that's neither here nor there. We got the missus, the newly 30-plus-year-old. Happy birthday, babe.
Ooh, ages.
I said 30-plus-year-old. 30 plus.
Mad disrespectful, but hey.
Nah. So yeah, we
Can
got.
y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Got to just move it a little bit closer.
Okay, that's what I was trying to figure out.
There you go. We back to kind of get into the Kanye West segment and just to kind of speak on that. But we just brought the old lady here for a spin just to kind of get her insight on some things. As you know, she's going to school to get a doctorate for all these type of things. You know what I mean? So we brought the good doctor out here. They kind of give us some wise words.
So you going in for like psychiatry?
Let's be clear. My specialty is not in mental health, although I have studied some mental health.
What is your study?
It's in community care and counseling and marriage and family therapy.
We need you to care for this community right now.
All right.
Yes.
Because I don't know why these people keep supporting Kanye on this stage. Mainly the person over to your right over
You
there.
support Kanye?
Yeah, because
we
I know
talked
he got
about
a
this
problem.
earlier, and I didn't feel like it came from a supportive.
No, I said I know he has a problem with being bipolar. Like that's clear, but I also don't feed into his mess.
He doesn't have a problem with being bipolar. He is bipolar.
Yeah, so wrongly
Well,
worded.
yes, he do. No, right words. Yes, he do have a problem. He has a problem that he has a stage and people keep putting him on the stage while he having these.
Well, that's
outbursts.
not a problem. That is his lifestyle. I told you, like when you are on that public platform, you are an influencer for some reason.
Why he can't just do like a Dave Chappelle and just run to Africa for like doing an episode or something like this?
Because he too caught up.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that really, as we kind of get in, as we kind of get into Kanye, I think it all stems from all of the random things that he says that can kind of be a detriment to people who actually listen to him and what he has to say. As far as slavery wasn't an option. Everything he said about Harriet Tubman and his rally, so to speak, and kind of tearing his wife down as far as saying that he wanted North aborted. Like it was all types of just random thoughts in his mind, which obviously had nothing to do with a rally. I don't know what type of fucking rally that would have been, but I mean, I don't pay him any attention. I'm of the mindset like if the music is jamming, I'll listen.
You pay him attention because you're talking about it right now.
Yeah, absolutely. But what I'm saying is like it's not that big of a deal to me. Like you can clearly tune out if you want to tune out. Like you don't have to give him credence.
No, wait.
So
what do you mean
people,
it's not a big deal?
To me, it's not a big deal for me because I don't take what Kanye says and does for
so
gospel.
You're saying you are not influenced
I'm
by
not
the
influenced.
influencer.
No, I'm not influenced.
Okay, hold up. Cause so you're supporting the musical, yeah.
Yeah.
So what if you was one of those people at the concert when you kept having those 4 or 5 concerts in a row when you had to break down, just complaining about Jay-Z, and so you was going there for one thing and you're getting this other thing.
So that was a mental breakdown.
So when that happens, then I have sympathy for what that man is going through at that point. Like I can separate all these different things into different pockets. I don't think that just because he's bipolar and just because he lives his life in the limelight and just because he goes through things that I have a right to judge. You know what I mean? I just feel like I've grown to like him for his music. Now, as he's moved along in life, yeah, some of it seems like a gimmick at times when it's album time and promo time to where these mental breakdowns happen. But also some of the time it just can be some real shit happening with him at the same time. Like you just don't know with Kanye, you know what I mean? But he also has these platforms and he spews off things that, like I said earlier, are a detriment to people who actually follow what this man says and does as some type of leader. And believe it or not, man, people view him as such.
Are they following him though?
I don't know, but I wouldn't say it would be a detriment to people that are listening that are impressionable to him if they weren't.
Yeah. So a couple things. Like I wasn't talking about like I know people go through things. What I'm saying is like continue giving him the stage. If we know him touring without his wife and without his core around him, kind of he's gonna go through these episodes and he don't know when to call it quits, and the people who making money off of him don't know when to pull the plug on it. So let's quit giving them that stage. So maybe this man don't tour. He made enough money off all this other stuff. He getting his he got his clothing line, got his shoes. All this is still making money from him. Let's not go to his concerts. Let's help our brother out on that
level. What if his concerts got the old jams though?
That's canceling him and so to speak.
I know, I'm saying like still support him in other means, but like if that's the portion that gives him like that's triggering these episodes, why are we doing that? Why are we putting this man on the stage so he can just act?
Because he's an entertainer.
But
we
why
not putting
can't
him on
we
the stage.
cancel him though if he talking about excuse me, I'm tongue tied. Harriet Tubman the way he did.
Well, what he said, like, so that's the thing about cancel culture. I don't think you can cancel somebody for saying stupid shit. You know what I mean? Like, if he said something stupid, I think that it was foul to where he's bringing down our black leaders or black heroes and not telling the whole story. Like, what he said wasn't wrong, though. We are clear on that, right? Like, factually, it's not wrong.
Speak your piece.
I'm just saying how he delivered it is wrong or whatever. Like, she did deliver slaves to what? Get into it. You don't know that?
Reiterate what he said now, please.
When the slaves were freed, she did lead them in the path of direction to white people. They weren't necessary. They were still free, is what I'm saying. So when you paint that narrative, you paint the narrative as if Harriet Tubman had some type of connection with whoever she was leading these slaves to as far as for work. They were being led there for work, not necessarily to continue to be slaves.
So what you're saying is what are you saying?
I said what I said. Look it up. It's a fact.
How do you feel about that?
So, like, I don't think we shouldn't tear down our heroes at all. Like, so, and what he's doing, he's playing with the narrative. Like,
yes.
Just like with media today, we can spin it any type of way. I cut out little excerpts of what you did, and I spin it to the negative. But what you're missing the bigger picture. You can't tell half stories. Just like he don't want people just listen at a snippet of his song and put it somewhere, and they use it to advertise something bad or something like that. He's going to be all over that. So it's the same way that you want to protect your intellectual property, protect our heroes on that sense too, and not use a snippet of what they did to accomplish something and rework that to make it something negative. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
he spent it pretty well.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I said. Like, just because it's true, the way you say it and not providing context to it, that's what becomes the problem. That's why people have an issue with slavery was an option and the things he said about Harriet Tubman and just that's just his thing. You know what I mean?
Slavery was an option. It's the dumbest thing.
Yeah,
I don't find no like the definition of that makes no sense. Like, how was that ever an option? If
I think he's lost. Sense. I think he's very, very lost.
I think he's not coherent in just understanding of things that he brings to the forefront when he has the stage to say things. I just don't think that he has the proper understanding. Like we were saying last episode, like if I don't know about something, I'm not gonna speak on it generally. He doesn't know he doesn't know how to not provide. How can I say it? He doesn't provide context to the things that he says, and then that is the issue all the time.
I mean, it's almost like he's bipolar.
But that's the same. Very true. Very true. But what you're saying also relates to what the same thing that Kim Kardashian says, how she tries to defend him, like he doesn't really necessarily understand or how to convey the things that he is trying to say. Well, if that's the case, then take your butt off the stage. Stop talking.
Yeah, but the problem is this guy's a billionaire and he has the stage. This is his. No,
he has the stage to be a rapper.
I mean, there's many
because
different
that's
things.
What he's great at.
And I feel like the reason he has continued to have the stage on these little platforms where he continue talking crazy is because people are profiting off that portion, and he can spend it for a negative culture on that.
Yeah.
And those people are profiting off that, and that's the narrative they want to keep pushing. So they're gonna keep him out there. They're gonna keep pushing him and like up in the limelight. They're gonna keep baiting up his head up. Like
somebody need to take him out the light.
Yeah, people want to see a train wreck, and nobody's gonna turn away from it. Not even including ourselves. Like we.
But when you are the train wreck, when somebody's trying to help you, you kind of pull away from that, which is exactly what he's doing with his wife.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to receive the help.
Oh, clearly something's going on at home with the erratic tweets and things he was saying. Like,
if y'all watched most of that rally, he was kept mentioning stuff about his home, and I was just man, I'm picking off on that. I ain't no psychiatrist, but I'm like, man, something wrong.
He might not be happy.
Yeah. And then when he broke down towards the end of it, where he was kind of speaking on his dad wanting, not even wanting him here and wanting his mom to get an abortion, like he went from that. Then he was talking about Kim and wanting to have Kim have an abortion with their first child, and like it was like erratic thoughts all over the place. Who's to say some of them aren't true? You know what I mean? So you never know what is going on in his head and how he's processing things, which means, like, to me, it wasn't like a laughing matter at all. It was just like sad to see. And I just really, I don't think that his friends around him don't care about him. I just feel like that's Jay, and he's going to have his good days and his bad days like anybody else with a mental disorder, that has medication or gets off their medication and kind of goes back and forth in that lifestyle. I don't know anybody with a mental disorder as far as being bipolar, but illness. I mean, I can understand it. Huh?
I said, or illness.
Or illness, you know what I mean? So
But that's why I was talking earlier. I mentioned the social emotional well-being, right? Basically meaning like our life experiences mold or influence how we manage our emotions. And I feel like that's what he's going through. In his past experiences with his dad wanting him to be aborted, to him saying that Kim wanted to abort North, to his mom dying, to now. And it seems like all of that is gearing or shifting his emotions and how he's dealing with being on stage and his stage presence, and how he's dealing with his marriage, and then how he's talking about Harriet Tubman. I feel like all of that is geared to what he is going through right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, I just don't feel like you need to cancel him or anything like that, or I just feel like the attention that is given to it in the form of rallies, and I just think people are over it, to be honest with you. And I think the random outbursts like this, and especially around the time when he has to provide a product like an album, like he said he was going to release an album last week. Clearly it didn't come out. But
Taylor Swift, thank you.
But yeah, I'm just saying it always seems like it's geared around him selling a shoe, coming out with something new, or it just seems like it's always a gimmick with it, and why certain people have a problem getting on board with having empathy for his situation.
That's definitely my take. The minute this started popping up and you wanted to speak on it, I was like, he got an album coming out. I ain't buying it. I ain't buying nothing that he's selling right now.
So you're not buying the album?
No, I wasn't buying what that he was like, all this stuff. Like he always come with this extra controversy every time he's about to sell an album. If you think about the last time, that was right before the Jesus King came out, right? And it was like, he just spills this nonsense every so often. And I'm done with it. I've been done with it. I've been done with it like 4 or 5 albums ago. Like, he ain't dropped nothing decent, in my opinion, in a while. Y'all gonna sit here and listen to it. I just listen at y'all little.
I'm not a big Kanye fan, so I'm not that impacted by it.
My Dark Twisted Fantasy was a masterpiece. I ain't gonna lie about that.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, we can go on and on for days with this one, man. Do you guys have any final thoughts on the situation as far as him needing help? Clearly, but any final thoughts before I close it out?
I hope this man gets some help. I need everybody else to be on board or quit giving this man the stage. If he does something crazy, quit tweeting it, quit Instagramming it, quit whatever you're going to do to put him on. Like, stop that nonsense. This man just needs some help. Like, go on and live your daily life and, like, quit giving him that platform, because the more you get that platform, the more people are going to constantly put him on.
Absolutely, Jazz.
Ditto.
But, last but not least, man, we do enjoy the music, like I said, so you can never take that and separate that away from the man and his earlier works. And I just kind of gonna say, I'm just gonna have to leave it at that. Like, I can always enjoy the earlier works and not necessarily the shenanigans and the antics that go into what is Kanye West now. I do hope he gets help. It's not funny to me. It is sad how he's displaying what's going on in his personal life to all of us to see. He probably is getting help, but it's just not working right now, and I wish him the best in the future.
And on that note,
we out. All right. Don't Sleep on the Couch podcast.